Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a quick video because if you can hear from the rumblings in the background, we're about to have a major thunderstorm. So this is going to give me the opportunity actually to test this really interesting notebook. This is the, and I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, but is the Karst stone paper notebook. And yes, this is actually made from stone. This is not a paper notebook, although it resembles one on the inside. It is made from recycled stone. They use, and I don't understand all the science behind it, but it's made using the dust of calcium carbonate and resin, and they somehow bind it together with heat and pressure and form this very interesting paper, which has a very slick, but you could almost feel a slightly rubberized texture to it. I'll show you the writing samples in a moment. It's made without any bleach or acids. It is tree-free, obviously, because no trees were harmed in the making of this. It is vegan. It is waterproof and tear-resistant. You can actually tear pages from the seam and the binding, but trying to tear a page on its own is, see, it's like rubberized, so you can't actually, I mean, if you really force it, yes, you can, but it's not gonna, like, no paper cuts. I don't know, it's just very, very interesting. I saw this in a little shop, in a little stationery shop, and I just thought it was interesting. So, but you can tear a page to remove it. Okay, so what else do you need to know about it? It does have a lay flat design, and it is 144 pages. It comes in plain. It comes in this is a 6mm roll, and it also comes in a grid, which I believe is 5mm. Yeah, and it comes in two sizes, A5, A6. It comes in a few neutral tones like stone gray, this color, and I think it was like a stone white, and it may be black, but you can always Google the details for it if you want. So the best luck I had with this was actually using a good old-fashioned ballpoint pen. It seemed to glide the easiest on the paper. I don't recommend a fine point pen because the nib kept nicking the paper and getting caught up. When I did switch to a medium and a broad nib, I had no problem writing with it. It flowed fine on the paper. I did find that, okay, and here we go, here comes the rain. Most of the pens did need a minute to dry fully on the page, and sometimes a little longer to set so that the ink wouldn't smear. A Pentel Calm ballpoint pen worked well. And here's some more ink testing that I did. Let's see, it's starting to rain on the page and nothing. Oop, that smeared a little bit. Okay, testing the theories here. This is the Diatramentis Document Fuchsia, and this is supposed to be waterproof ink. So this is going to be interesting. And it's raining pretty hard. And my hair is frizzing. But I'm doing this for you guys. All right, so let's see what happens here. See, now this is smearing. Okay, if it starts to lightening, I'm out of here. Okay, maybe because this is pooled very heavily, but where I'm smearing it, oop, that's on my fingers. But in the regular writing, it's not smearing. So I'm gonna say maybe because that has a heavy downlay of ink. And here I was testing some gel pen inks. And it took a while to dry, so I actually had to keep the page open to keep it from smearing. It's not very convenient. Okay, that's the Bic and it's not smearing. Let's get it in there. Okay. I have my phone covered. Okay, so the Bic ballpoint, excellent. No smearing whatsoever. This is the Parker Quink ink, and that actually smeared. But if we go back to the Bic, not a single, look, this page is soaking wet. Okay, I don't know if that runoff was just ink on my fingers. Nothing. So that's it. That's the review. The rain is coming down heavy now. So that's it for this report. I'm going to head inside. Okay, so we're back inside, and I could have honestly done the entire test with just a spray bottle indoors, but I was being spontaneous, and it was actually fun to see what happened with the water and the ink in the rain. So here are some of my final thoughts. Why would you need a waterproof journal? Number one, the paper aspect and the process I find just very interesting how this is created. For me personally, I lost the entire contents of my house, first to a fire and then to a hurricane. So, you know, I've lost a lot of written content. So this is one way to preserve it. Another reason is perhaps you work out in the field and you're caught in, you know, wet weather conditions. I don't know, maybe you sail the stormy seas and you need a waterproof journal. So here are my final thoughts. As far as fountain pen inks, I only had one to work with, and that was the Dia Trementis document ink, and it held up really, really well. This was like a big glob of ink, so that didn't fare so well, but I'm going to show you again inside. This is the document ink. Let's do a final test. Get that nice and wet. And let's get a white paper towel. Nothing, not a single drop. So again, I'm fascinated by this. This smear down here was from when I was testing it originally, and I hadn't let the paper dry completely. I forget what the test time on this was. Oh, it did take about 10 minutes to not smear. So this was the Pilot gel pen. don't recommend. Uniball Signo. Since this is a popular pen, let's try this again. It did take an hour to dry in the original test. Some comes up. So I'd say this is water resistant, not waterproof. Platinum Carbon Black. No, this smeared. Nope, you can see it's smearing here. Water resistant, but still doing, you can still see most of it. So that's a good option. Okay. This was the Quink, failed, but how pretty is that failure? I love to see the variation of the colors of the ink. That's the Parker Quink again. This is the Bic Crystal. That's these ones. Okay, so my final thoughts are, if you're going to use this, I would just go with a standard, you know, Bic pen. They come in all the colors. Let's see. So that's the Bic Crystal. Okay, I do not recommend the Sharpie Gel. That's water resistant. And the Micron Archival ink. Yeah, this didn't do well either. Oh, I didn't let that dry, but still. I would just go with a regular Bic, and you're good to go. And it will be solid. Or, again, find yourself a good waterproof ink, the Diatramentis. There are other brands out there that make waterproof inks, and you'll be fine. So that's it. Those are my final thoughts. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.